Feminist Research. What is, according to Robin, feminist research is an investigation done by women for and about women. This investigation wants to eliminate sexism stereotypes about women, demonstrating that women can be subjects of knowledge and also to science, because women have the same right and power as men. Women and men as equal.
Pioneers.
Mary Wollstonecraft was a writer, philosopher, and strong advocate of women's education, and is widely recognised as a principal architect in the fight for gender equality.
Mary Wollstonecraft, born in April 27, 1759, in London. She was an English writer and a passionate advocate of educational and social equality for women. She outlined her beliefs in a vindication of the rights of women, considered a classic of feminism.
This woman escaped slavery and was the first black woman to win a court case against a white man. She fought for women's rights the rest of her life. Her name is Sojourner Truth.
Sojourner Truth was born in New York in 1797, was a former slave. She became an outspoken advocate for abolition, temperance, and civil and women's rights in the 19th century. Her Civil War worked her an invitation to meet the President Abraham Lincoln in 1864.
The big hope is that all the people who come and have training will themselves move on and be able to be contributing to these ideas and to the application of these ideas.
Jane Baker Miller was born in the Bronx in 1927, was a psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, social activist, feminist, and author. She wrote Toward a New Psychology of Women, which brings psychological thought together with relational cultural theory, was the founding director of the Jane Baker Miller Training Institute.
They wanted economic freedom, they wanted to be able to have jobs of their own choice, they wanted sexual freedom, really.
Nancy Cott was born in 1945 in Philadelphia. She is a historian, educator, editor, and writer specializing in women's history. She is recognized as an influential feminist scholar and is credited with contributing a great deal to the body of knowledge of women's roles, both social and political, throughout the history of the United States.
Hi, I will tell you about the situation in which feminist research can be used. When is feminist research used? According to Newman 2006, this research can be used in all kinds of situations in which women find themselves directly involved. It is used to examine gender, power, culture, sexuality, race that affect women. These situations have to do with social work, anthropology, and education. They have often dismissed the idea of women, ignoring or minimizing their contribution to scientific knowledge. The research topics have also been blazed towards the male experience, which have contributed to the invisibility of women, limiting their access to education and job opportunities. Race, social class, and gender inequality. In the past, gender inequality was consequence of traditional ideas. Women were considered inferior and had no access to education, work, or legal rights. They were discriminated against race to the dominant macho and patriarchal attitude in society. Political, economic, business, and environmental issues. This is due to the fact that in many countries, women did not have the right to vote. They were not allowed to take part in political decision making. They were not allowed to access financial and economic or business resources.
Examples of feminist research. Quoting Mary Daly, in this deeply anti-feminine and misogynistic society, men consider women the enemy. First example, women in black in Poland.
October 3, 2016, the origin of this protest was the attempt by the government and the anti-abortion coalition to introduce a law that criminalizes abortion in any case, with sentences of up to 5 years prison for women and doctors. Thousands of women dressed in black to the streets of the main cities to express their discomfort with banners that read messages such as "We want doctors, not missionaries," "My uterus, my opinion," or "Government, get out my ovaries." But what was achieved? The protests forced law and justice. The country's ruling conservative to hold this project to further restrict abortion in Poland. But the demonstrations have gone ahead because in January of the same year, women took the streets again to protest a new attempt to towing the legislation of this matter. And another important example is Women's March in Pretoria, South Africa, in August 9, 1956. More than 20,000 women of all races, some with babies on their backs, from all corners of the country gathering in front of the union buildings, started the government South African in Pretoria to protest against the pass law. This regulation required black citizens to carry a special pass to enter areas reserved for whites.
Advantage. The main advantages of feminist research are feminism mainstream human rights. One major advantage of feminism is that it can strengthen our human rights. Less gender discrimination. Gender equality is still a bit used in many parts of the world. Women are often not allowed to work in certain professions or to participate in certain social activities that are still reserved for men. Better access to education. In many countries all over the world, women also often have quite limited access to education, especially in poor parts of our planet. Higher level of freedom. In general, the overall level of freedom of women in many countries is still rather low, and men usually have much more rights in general. Higher weight for human. Another upside of feminism is that it might lead to higher weight for women. In our current state of the world, women still earn far less than men on average. Higher quality of life woman. Feminism aims to raise awareness regarding the equality of men and women in society.
Now we are going to talk about the disadvantages of feminist research. It discredits the role of men in society and even the insertion of men into women's tasks such as domestic hunting, makeup, fashion designs, among other areas. It requires exalting women above men and therefore allows the creation of a selected visions of society. Therefore, radical studies are present beyond valuing the women. It ignores the sociopolitical changes in favor of women. Therefore, the gender equality that has been evident in recent years is not highlighted. That's all for today. Thank you.